In today's video, we're going to see some of the actions of string. Now let's type string in the actions, expand the string. Let's see each and every action one by one. Let me drag drop this here. I'll give some text, automation anyway 360, text xyz. I'm going to store it into some variable, str input, and then I'm going to use one message box just to print the values. For now, I'm just printing the same variable value which is str input. Now this will going to print the same value which is automation anywhere 360 test xyz, which is fine. So this is basically helpful to assign some value to the respective variable. Let's go to the next action of string, which is extract text. I'm passing the input as a source, and output I'm going to store into the result, str result. Okay, I think it's already present. Okay, let me delete it. So just to create any variable, you have to hit on this plus icon, and then let me write down str result. Now here, let me change this and choose the str result. Now if you see in the extract text, there are different options like before and or after, if no match found, return source string or return the empty string, number of characters to get, all, only, up to. When we are extracting, match a case or do not match a case. Match a case means it should be a case sensitive or should not be a case sensitive while matching it. Trim the extracted text. If there are unnecessary blank spaces, remove it. Unnecessary enters, remove it, and storing into the result. Now let's see one by one these options. For before, what I will do, this is our string. So let me give 360 here or some value. Let me give the test here. So start after text. Let's see what it will going to print. I am going to give here the test for now from this string. Let me run it. So whatever text start after this text, which is test, whichever text start after this test, it will going to print this one. So it is printing xyz. Just remember, it is also printing this space because after test there is one space and then xyz. So it is printing space xyz. Okay, similar way, let's check this before and after, start after text. So if I want to start after 360 and end before xyz, or let me choose this one. If I start with anywhere and my end text is test, it will going to give me the value space 360 space. Okay, if you want to include the spaces, you can include in the start text or end text. So it is giving 360. Now let's see after also, end before text. Let me give 360 here. So this will obvious, it's clear from the name that end before text. So it will going to get a before text of means whatever value I have passed, what is whatever the before text is present, it will going to retrieve that value. So before 360, it's automation anywhere, it will going to give you the whole text before 360. Now there is one more important thing, which is occurrence. If you see, the occurrence is present at each and every dif stages, you can say, before or after. So let's see what is this occurrence and how we can utilize it. So let's assume here is automation anywhere 360 test xyz, and what I'll do, I am going to write another automation anywhere 360 test to xyz. What I will do, I am copy this automation anywhere 360 which is present at both the places and write down here. Now you see, if I will make occurrence 1, it will going to give me the value. Okay, it will going to give me the value of after automation anywhere 360 means test xyz, then automation anywhere, because this is what our whole text is, right? Test xyz automation anyway 360 test to xyz. Let me copy this one in notepad. So this is our input. So I have, what I have passed, I have passed this value, I have passed this value as a start after text. Now you see, after this text, the value which is retrieved is this one, because after this the text is starting from here, from the space text. Now if I change the occurrence to 2, it will check, okay, where is this automation 360 in this particular text. So it is at two places, right? It is present here also, and it is present here also. So it will going to choose the second occurrence. That means the value or the output which need to be reflected is space test to xyz. Now it will find the second occurrence, and on the basis of second occurrence, it will put this rule of start after text. Now let's see the result. Test to xyz, which is perfect. This one, okay, let's come to this one. If no match found, return. So if there is a match, if there is no match, then it should return an empty value. That means if I write something here which is not present in the string, it will going to give me a empty value or empty text in this case. Instead of this, if you choose source string, that means if the text is not matched, it will going to give you the same string. Okay, you can try this. Now number of characters to get, if you want all characters, then you can choose this one, which is always be selected as a default. But if you want a specific length of the characters, you can use only or up to. Let's try with the only. What I will do, let me remove this for now, and I will use automation anywhere and space. I will include space also, and here I will put this thing. Occurrence I will put 1, and here let me give 1 characters to get. Now if I'm running it, let's see what will be the result. It is giving me a 3 value. It is giving me a 3 value. Now the start text I have given as this one, anywhere space. After this I have given how many length it want to retrieve. I want to retrieve 1 length only, so it is giving 3 only. If I want 2 length, then it will give 3 6. If I have given 3 length, then it will give me 360. Now let's see. If I give a 3 length, if I give here a 3 length or a 2 length, what it will give? If I give a 2 length, then it will give 36, and if 3, then 360. So basically it gives the length. It basically going to display the characters on the basis of length that you have defined here. Okay, so by default it's always all, but you can specify the length also. So when extracting match case, do not match case. So it is basically case sensitive here. Now let's assume this. Here I have given automation, I have given anywhere and then space, right? So if I have selected a match case, that means it will going to see that okay, there is a capital A, then rest is a small letter. Okay, so when I run this will going to give me a result anyways. This is giving me a 360 as a result because it is matching exactly. But if I make it A, then this will not going to display any result, because now you see the capital A is changed to A, which is now because it is basically a case sensitive here, right? To make it non-case sensitive, what we can do, we can click do not match case. So here if it is capital or a small, that string is a capital or a small, doesn't matter, it will going to give you a value in this case. Hope this is clear. Now this is giving me a value, right? So this is also important. Trim, remove enter from extracted text something, where if there are extra spaces present, it will going to trim. If there are enters present in extracted text, again it will going to remove those enters in the sense as some automation, and it is written as automation anywhere, then some value, then something here means let's assume you are getting something from a notepad where it have enters, so we can remove those also. Okay, for now I'm just removing this. Hope this is clear. Let's move to the next one. Compare. Compare is simple, I'm not going to explain it. It is going to give you a boolean value basically. Let's assume uh, there are two strings. Either you create a two strings or you can directly hard coded a value. Let me give a hard coded value, which is test equals to test. If you want do not match a case or match a case, again it's a case sensitive, or you want that it should not be a case sensitive or case sensitive, you can select accordingly. Now in this case, basically if it's capital or small, it doesn't matter, it will going to match that. Now here the result will going to store in as a bool value. Now you see test is equal to test, right? So it will going to give us a result as a true. Sometimes you might not see the variables here. If I search for here, it's not there. So what you can do, you can directly write down a dollar sign and then search for your variable, and then you have to write down dot. Okay, dot to number dot to string. Basically this message box is always print a string values. So basically if there's a number, we have to convert it to the string. If it's a boolean, you have to convert it to number, then to string. So now it will give a value as a 0 and 1. 1 means true, 0 means false. So when we are comparing values, there are many chances where we have to compare two variables, right? So there we can utilize this. We can pass our first string, we can pass the second string. On the basis of that we have some value, and then we can put if condition just to see if it is true, it have to do certain condition. If it is false, then it have to go to the else part. Okay, now let's go to the evaluate variables. So let's assume, okay, this is str input. I'm going to start assign something So in the expression, what I can write, I'll write tool and then str input. We can put the expression here. Okay, okay. I'm going to store it into the result. I'm just changing back to the result. Okay, now if I run this, this will going to append this value. So it is going to give me the tool automation anyway 360. So here you can write the expressions. Okay, now let's move to the next action, which is find. Now this is also very important. Let's assume this is your string str input and you want to find a certain value from this string. So this is your string, you want to find this particular value, and when this particular value is present, it will going to give you an index of this. Index in the sense, the index starts from this 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. This is start from the 11, right? So I have already created, this is an integer value I have created. You can create a new integer value. Integer means a number here. So int I'm using this int idx. Now let me change this message again because I want to print the index value, which is this, and I have to convert to dot to string. As I told you, that message will going to print always in the form of string. So let's convert the number to the string. Now this will going to give me the index value. It's a 12 here, right? So if you see here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, start from here, right? So the index value is 12. Now the question arises that, okay, if I find the index, if I found the index, then what is the use of it, where I can utilize it? So let's assume you want to find the index of anywhere, and after this you want to retrieve a text, whatever text it is. In that case, just what you can do is you find the action substring, place after this, source is our str input. Okay, now start from and the length we can define in a substring. So I want the text to start from the index value that I have retrieved from above find. Okay, and I'm choosing it and putting into the result. Now I'm just removing this because now I want to present, basically, show that I want to show a result. So I'm changing back to the str result. When you run this, what will going to happen? We have input in the string, it will find, okay, what is the index of anywhere, and on the basis of this it will going to give you the value. So the substring is helping us to give us a value on the basis of indexes. Let me change to something else. Let me give 3, and let's see what it will going to print. So it will going to print here, what it will going to print, it will going to print 360. 360. This is how you can utilize find and substring. It's just a combination, you have to use both in a one, because basically if you are finding something anyways, you want to find the text of on that particular index. Now let's move to the next one. Length. Length is pretty simple. If you want to find the length of the string, you can pass here the variable name and you can store somewhere into int index. Now message box, again I have to change it because now I am storing into int index. So now I'm going to refer int index dot to string, and let's run it. Now this will going to give me the length of a string. 23 is the length of the string. Okay, it gave us the length of this string. Okay, now let's move to the next one. Lower case is something if you want to if you want to do if you want to convert the string to the lower. Right now it have some capital letters, right? The string will be printed as automation anywhere. So this is, again, this is easy to use. You can drag drop here, and then you can pass a variable, and I'm storing into the same variable. For printing in the message box, I want to print a str input now. Now if you see, I am passing this string, but it will be shown as a lowercase. Automation anywhere 360. If you want to generate some random string, you can generate from here. You can set a length, and then you can create a specific variable where you can store basically a random string. It will randomly create it. So if I put a length, let me put a length 5, and let's see what is the result. So there is no use of this for now. Just understand that I am generating some length, okay, and just putting into the str result. So don't get confused on this. So what it will do, it will going to generate some length and put it into the str result, where I'm printing the str result into the message box. So this is a random generated string. Okay, let's move to the next one, which is replace. This is also important. Let's assume you have this variable and you want to find some string. I want to find, let's assume, automation anywhere. I want to find this one. Do not match a match case. Again, if you want to match with a case sensitive, if you don't want to match with a case sensitive, it's all up to you whether it's a case sensitive or not case sensitive. So in this case, it will not going to check, okay, whether it's a capital or small. It is non case sensitive. Basically, it's not a case sensitive here. The find string is non-regular expression or regular expression. This is basically used for regex. For now I am using not regular expression and putting as result into the str result. Okay, now you want to replace this particular text with something else. Now I want to replace it with AA. So now the result will be reflected as AA360. Yeah. So for now I'm not covering this regular expression. I'll do the separate session for this. Just to understand, for now we can replace any of the string which is present with a certain string. Now I'm replacing this automation anywhere with AA here. Now let's go to the reverse. This is simple, where if you want to reverse this string, the string will be reversed totally. So I'm not going to show anything here on the reverse part, so you can check it by yourself. A split is also important, where if you want to split on the basis of delimiter, let's assume this is a string I want to split on the basis of this delimiter is case sensitive or not case sensitive. By default it's not case sensitive. Split into substring. For this you need to choose a list of variables. Click here, lst, I'll give lst result, then create. I'm disabling a breakpoint here and putting here a new breakpoint. Let me again debug this. So now it is going to execute first and second step and pause on the third step, and you can see the list right now. List have a two count. Now two count, one is automation, another is 360. Okay, so on the basis of this value it has splitted out the text and put it into the two different index. One is on first on automation, another in 360. Okay, this is how you can split out and put it into the list. Now watch variable, something you want to watch dynamic at the runtime. What are the values? If you want to watch the values in the variables at runtime, you can use this watch variables panel. Okay, so for that you can click here and add or remove these particular variables that you want to see it into the watch panel. For now I'm just stopping this. Hope this is clear how we can split anything with the help of delimiter. That can be on the basis of space, flashes, it can be anything, it can be special characters. Okay, okay, let's move to the next one. Split we have covered how we can split it. After split, if you want to retrieve that list in a loop, we can do that, but again we need a separate session for this. For now we have to understand how the split works basically. Okay, now substring I have already explained when I was explaining the find action. To boolean, if you want to convert a value to the boolean value, let's assume if your value is true or false. If your value is true here, you can convert to the bool result in this way. It will give you a value in the as a boolean result as a true or false. Okay, but remember it should always be true and false. To locale the number, this is just for a formatting. If you want to change the format, this is source value. If you have some amount here as source value, then you can convert on the basis of these codes. So these codes you can find here basically. So you can check cloud.uipath.com where you have a language codes, BCP 47 codes where you can utilize it. Okay, I'll put the link in the video for this one. To number is something the same thing. If when we are converting a string to the boolean, we have to use this one. If we are converting a string to a number, then we have to use this one. Trim, uppercase. Trim is something if there are extra spaces we can remove that. Uppercase, if you want to make a string as uppercase, you can utilize this. So most of the things we have covered here. I hope you have enjoyed my video. In the next session we will going to cover some other actions. Thanks for watching my video. Have a great day.